Biosphere is about the presumably last two men on Earth, and what they do when the last fish in their self-sustaining pond dies.
That's a good teaser.
That's what I'm allowed to say.
That was excellent.
Great.
Spoilers.
There's fish?
I mean, Mark is somebody who like is constantly vomiting ideas at me 24/7, and they're like exactly just like that. And they're always like half-formed, but the best half-formed ideas ever. And then I think we just
That's Mel's
one-upped.
way of politely saying, I throw a lot of garbage at my company, and they're like, no, this is kind of.
How do we polish this?
What do we do with this
I know,
little
but
turd
that's-
here? No, Mel and I were
God.
in Palm Springs on a writing retreat, and I had this idea for a while, and I had this vision of these two men living inside of this sort of weird biosphere, and that they were arguing about Super Mario Brothers. Like, that was my thing. I was like, they're very intensely arguing about Super Mario Brothers. I don't know why. But I feel this, and I wrote like 20 garbage pages of it, and I gave it to Mel. And Mel was like, "Yes, I think there's something in here." and then we kind of birthed it from there.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. That's the story. I mean, this was always the like plan. 7-year-old Mel being like, I want to write and direct, and then I went on a like 15, 20-year detour with Mark Duplass, which has totally been awesome and worth it. But this was the best. I loved it.
You were great.
Yeah.
You
were great too.
To the point where I would not have known that it was your first film at all. But you were a seasoned
Well,
pro from
I mean,
beginning
let's
to
be
end.
honest. Producers are like the director behind
Sure.
the director.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna name names though.
It was fun watching Mel come out from that pole position. She's been pole positioning a lot of our movies for years as a deeply important creative force. And it was kind of a special moment for us all to be like, okay, you're going to officially take it.
It was
this
rad.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Last summer when the Olympics were happening, everybody was crowded around their TVs. I had like the incredible pleasure of watching the Olympics of acting in the form of these two guys and their killer performances.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
And what an honor to be a part of this process. I mean, I think that masculinity is always perceived as this neutral position, and yet toxic masculinity is undoing the structures of our society and our democracy. And for us to unpack that and interrogate it in a film, a buddy film, which is such a familiar trope, and this buddy film goes where no buddy film has gone before. And I think it's going to take the world by storm.
No, it's if we start with familiar territory, we can take people to a whole new place. By the way, this is why she's my producer, because I'm like, speak for me, please.
I thought it was just about fish. I thought. What was interesting for me, jumping into something that these guys have been working on for years, you know what I'm saying, and have such a shorthand with one another, that they made me feel welcome and appreciated and of value from the very beginning of my time with them. It felt very much like home, like the kind of collaborative people that you want to work with. Kind people who want to tell an important message about fish.
This movie's about a lot more.
Yeah, but and really
This
have
way, it
something
is
to
like
say.
Jaws. It is like Jaws.
It's a lot
Yeah.
like Jaws.
Yeah.
Come check it out, Biosphere. what do you got to say, Mark?
Well, this was special on a couple of fronts for me. The first thing was, to be truly led by Mel, who's been running our company for a long time. That was really special, and I'm not gonna get too into it because I'll start crying. But it was awesome. And then I've been a big fan of Sterling's for a long time, and I think we had met like once, like backstage at the Indie Spirit Awards or something like that. But like, kind of had this energy, or at least I felt it. Maybe everybody feels it when they meet Sterling, but I was just like, oh, I think we would be really good together. And I was very nervous bringing him into this environment because it's like, we make movies in a very sort of intimate, special way, and you know, he's sterling, you know, and it's so yeah, I mean, he just, yeah, you know,
Fancy?
yeah, and so to have him kind of like just slide right in, and I think it was on day 3 that I actually farted in front of you for the first time.
Copy that.
And it was it soon? Yeah, audibly.
Right.
And then at that point,
Vocal. The vocal one. You have anything to say, Mark?
but at that point, it was like we were like blood brothers at that point, you know. It was just
Me and you must never.
it was special,
Color
you
purple
know.
at that point.
And we had worked with Zackary on a docuseries called Lady in the Dale, and got very close and really sort of to understand like what she could bring as a creative partner. So every now and then there's this movie where you kind of like have these people that you really like that you haven't worked with in certain ways, and they kind of come together in a little storm. And I've done a lot of these movies, and sometimes those storms are not so great. And this was really special.
The perfect
Special
storm.
story. Oh, so you always say it better. I'd worked with Zackary. Was it more than one, or was it just Lady in the Dale? I feel like I've worked with you forever.
It feels like that because of Transparent too.
Oh,
'cause you were
right,
gonna be
yes.
in our orbit.
Yeah.
I produced that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had such a great experience working with Zackary on The Lady in the Dale, and just felt I'd never met anybody who was so open to any human and anything you brought to her. She holds space for people, and it felt like a very safe space to work with her, and I'm just so inspired by her. And she's so academic and fancy.
There's so many multisyllabic adjectives and
For you.
verbs, and they all
I
make
need
sense.
more.
They're impressive.
No, but Zackary challenged me in a way that I'm so used to being the one that challenges somebody, and I really appreciated that.
You're fucking tired of it now, Mel. You're like, somebody
No
challenge
way.
me.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And witnessing this alchemy and being invited into this process has just been such a tremendous gift, honestly. These artists are slaying in every area of their careers and lives, and Biosphere is eternal, I think. It's going to be epic.
Oh, shit. You made something turtle up in this joint, man.